So we have a number line here with 0 at the center. And then on that number line, we've marked off some numbers. So to the left of the number line, we have the number a, and then we have the number b here, a little bit closer to 0. And then on the right side of 0, we have the number c. And then after that, we have a bunch of statements dealing with inequalities. And what I want you to do is pause the video and think about which of these statements are true, which of these statements are false, and maybe which of these statements you don't have enough information to figure out. So I'm assuming you've had a go at it. You've tried to figure out which of these are true, which of these are false, and which of these you can't figure out. So let's do them together. So this first statement says negative b is less than negative c. So we do know for a fact that b is less than c. We know that b is less than c. How do we know that? Well, b is to the left of c on the number line. It's that straightforward. So we know this. This is definitely true. But what about negative b? Is negative b less than negative c? So let's think about where negative b is on this number line. So negative b, I will do in yellow. So negative b means the opposite of b. So if b is 1 hash mark to the left of 0, negative b is going to be 1 hash mark to the right of 0. So that right over there is going to be negative b. And now where is negative c? Well, once again, negative c, this literally means the opposite of c. c is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hash marks to the right of 0. And so negative c is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hash marks to the left of 0. And actually, let me do this in a different color. So negative c, I will do in purple. This right over here is negative c. So let's compare. Is negative b less than negative c? No, negative b is to the right of negative c on the number line. Negative b is greater than negative c. So this is not true. Negative b is to the right of negative c. Negative b is greater than negative c. And if this is a little confusing, just think about it. Since b is a negative number, negative b is going to be a positive number. And since c is a positive number, negative c is going to be a negative number. So it makes complete sense that a positive number is going to be greater than a negative number. And you see it here. Negative b is to the right of negative c on the number line. So we can rule this one out. So the next question, is negative b greater than 0? Well, we already plotted negative b. It's going to be 1 to the right, or 1 hash mark to the right. We don't know how much each of these hash marks represent, but it's going to be to the right of 0. So it is greater than 0. This is true. That is true. All right, now is a greater than b? Well, let's look at it. A is to the left of b on the number line. A is more negative than b. So a is less than b, not greater than b. So this is not going to be the case. In order for something to be greater than something else, it would have to be to the right of it. For a to be greater than b, it would have to be to the right of b. But we see a is to the left of b. A is less than b. All right, one more to think about. Negative a is greater than c. So we know that a isn't greater than c. A is to the left of c. A is a negative number, is to the left of 0. C is a positive number, is to the right of 0. But what about negative a? Well, let's draw that. Let me do this in a color that I haven't used yet. Negative a, where would that be? Well, a is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hash marks to the left of 0. And so negative a is going to be 6 hash marks to the right of 0. So let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So negative a is going to be right over there. And notice, negative a is to the right of c. So negative a is greater than c. This is true. And if you get confused, if you're like, wait, this looks like a negative, how can it be larger than a positive? Remember, negative a itself is a negative number. And a itself is 6 hash marks to the left. So if you take the opposite of that, you're going to get a positive number. You're going to get 6 hash marks to the right. And c, which was already a positive number, is only 5 hash marks to the right. And so negative a, this is going to be a positive number, and it's going to be greater than c. It's to the right of c.